Yesterday, I was talking about how the astrological influence were really setting the stage for people's actions not aligning with their words. And with so many astrological influences pointing in the direction of people wearing masks or just saying whatever people want to hear, but not actually meaning it, not actually following through, that energy is actually amplified and tripled today. And the reason is that the moon, which has been in Gemini, moved into Cancer, connotating that the moon, which is actually the ruling planet for Cancer, the moon is at home here, and there's a sense of going deep, deep within and getting in touch with our feelings to a point that we maybe even feel them on a physical level. We might want to retreat to a blanket fort or take time to ourselves, but with Cancer being associated with the crab, what we have is a metaphor for having a hard exterior, or like a thick skin, a hard shell on the outside of us to protect our soft insides. There's a high likelihood that either yesterday or at some point today, somebody's words are going to catch you off guard and maybe make you feel wounded to the point that you want to retreat, or you might even want to retaliate because the Venus is in Scorpio, which is associated with the scorpion. Our responses to feeling wounded are going to be amplified to a ridiculous degree for the next couple of weeks. But this really, really peaks today because Mercury forms an opposition to Neptune. And what that means, or what that's associated with, are words and promises, for example, that are full of deception. And sometimes deception is incidental, that someone lies by omission or doesn't necessarily share everything that they maybe should. But what we also have is an indication with Mars opposite Neptune that people are intentionally deceptive. And so what we have to, again, pay attention to, this is really the theme for the next couple days, couple weeks, is we have to pay attention to whether or not people's energy or their actions align with their words. So please do keep both eyes open. Don't believe everything that you hear, and definitely be really clear with your communication as well. Sometimes things fall through the cracks because we've made assumptions. We assume that somebody's going to take care of something, or we assume that somebody's going to make good on something, whereas we really are encouraged right now to ask for clarity. Like I said, don't believe everything that you see or hear. Read the fine print, check the details, and don't sign anything that doesn't feel completely legit. And also, as always, if it feels too good to be true, it probably is. Today's card is the Queen of Pentacles, encouraging us to aim for a level of mastery with what we manifest in our lives that is receptive, conscious, and intentional. The Queen of Pentacles represents mastery of the earth element. So there's an association to that which is manifested in physical form. This is our money, this is our job, this is our home, our way of life, but also our physical bodies. And so just as we are encouraged to treat our bodies like a temple, be really, really conscious of what we put into our bodies as far as what we eat or drinking fresh water, etc. The other thing to keep in mind is being conscious of what we put into our bodies as far as energy, thoughts, intentions, emotions, and what we say to ourselves or other people. When we feel wounded, there's that saying, hurt people hurt people. When we feel wounded, there's such a high likelihood of us making decisions or taking action that is not from a place of being well thought out. It is sometimes from a place of wanting to cause the other person harm because we feel harmed. So please do be mindful of just noticing any of those tendencies in yourself or other people. And if you find yourself walking on eggshells, that's always a red flag. So as much as you can, aim for emotional safety. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Erin. I'm QueenBeeTarot. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you tomorrow.